Bonjour, hi, welcome to the stream. I'm Frank Boucher, your host for the next 2 hours. Two, like this, not like this. I don't know. I was counting like one of my old math teacher. It was like always like one, like there's. I was saying well exactly like that. Like yeah, there's two reasons. So the first one, and we were like, what? Not that guy. Welcome. So yeah, for the next 2 hours, we'll have some fun. We'll be coding, live coding, .NET, cloud, cloud native, containers. Today we're focusing on Aspire. So on the last stream, we unboxed. We looked at the new release of Aspire 9.3. In fact, let me share my screen this way. Boom! Like the news. So we are looking at that post. We took the entire stream talking about it and like what's new and stuff like that and how it could be useful and things like that. But we never had the chance. Plus, we chat with a bunch of different stuff. But so today, we'll do it. Last stream. Oh, and before I forgot. Yeah, it's true. I need to do that. When I say start, make me think. I need to do this. Voila. So now CB is tracking our stuff. Excellent. Yes. So last stream we did talk about all the news contained in this blog post. So now we are implementing it in a project called Note Bookmark. You know what? Let me share a few links. So that's, and at the same time I will add them to the notes. Aspire 9.3 release, and like this, and let's copy that. Boom, and let's copy that. I want to paste it also on the YouTube chat. Oh, am I on YouTube? I need to do it on YouTube too. I need to boom. Cool, it's there, and the repo of today, it's Note Bookmark. That's the URL. And I'll paste it here. It's already, since I start using that, it will already be in the show notes. And when I say show note, I mean if you go at Behind My Cloud, you have all the streams that are archived there with the show notes. So if you do read more, you have the show notes, you have the project, the link to the project, you have all information about the games, some cool statistics thanks to Mr. Magoo, Blazer Mr. Magoo. Now we have that, and so the note, so you have all those here. So it's behindmycloud.com, because this is Behind My Cloud stream. I do a lot of video, and this is where we try stuff before. So you see the behind the scene. And this is where we try stuff before. So you see the behind the scene. Why? What? What's happening? Bonjour. Hey, I hear myself twice. How come? Hey, I hear myself twice. How come? What's happening? What's happening? Where is it? Where is it? Oh man, it's distracting. Hello, Raiders. Let me fix that and I will get back to you. Voila, I found it. Oof. Oh, it's because I was watching your stream before and then like you raids. That's why it turns on the sound. I was like, what's happening? Okay, let me fix that. That's distracting. I was watching quietly your stream earlier. Welcome aboard, TBD Gamer in his raid. I miss how much? How many? Sorry. You got me by surprise here. Echo, yeah. 13. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome aboard. I'm Frank Boucher, and yeah, today we continue kind of the stream of last week. But if you missed last week stream, you didn't miss anything. Today we put in practice what we looked last week, and I was looking into this blog post about .NET Aspire. So TPD, I was watching you working on your project. Looking forward to give it a try. By the way, I think it will be. I think it's cool. Dakasa is here. Game Lord. Welcome everybody. Very happy to have you for the show today. The stream. Oh, I'm not on the good. I want to reduce this one. I want to make big this one. Cool. Yes, I just started like 4 minutes ago or something like that. Today we'll be working on Note Bookmark. Note Bookmark, like we see here, animated GIF. It's so every Monday I publish my reading notes, because in tech, as you know, things never stop, right? you can never, and that's what I like honestly about it. You cannot say now, okay, now I know Kung Fu, I'm good. Nope, because next week something, well, with AI things speed up even more. But yeah, so I read, and to remember my stuff, I take a note and then publish them on my blog, and I build a tool to help me aggregating those notes, generating, like keeping track of what I read and not and stuff like that. So I build that. And so right now it's deploying into Azure. And I was like, maybe I don't need it on Azure. Or maybe someone else could be interested to not have it on Azure. So the plan of today is to use the .NET Aspire solution and add the new, so in the new releases of .NET Aspire, in the deployment and publishing note here. What is that? Too much light. Where's that light coming from? Here. Still there. Where is it coming from? There. That's better. That was weird in the middle of my screen. So yeah, so in the deployment and publishing stuff, you can now add, though yesterday I was trying, because like the URL shortener, I thought, we could do a mixed deployment. And honestly, I was like thinking I could do that today. So I was just kind of like exploring yesterday evening. And maybe I was tired, so maybe I didn't have my full brain active. I had a few cells that were already, a few brain cells that were sleeping already. But I couldn't have this add Azure Container Apps environment. So I know I was missing a NuGet package, but I don't know, it was not working. But what we will do is we can do like the Docker container. So we can add the Docker Compose environment. That's what we will be doing today. So we'll be adding this, and then it will generate a Docker Compose file for us. So you could just Docker up locally if you want. I think that would be cool. And I'm curious what will happen with the storage though. Though, personally, I want the storage to be in Azure. I don't know. We'll see. We're having fun today. How was your stream, TBD? I mean, like, I see part of it, but Did you made the progress? I missed the end of it. So did you made all the progress you were looking for? Oh. Stream was good. Thanks. We got the doc updated. Oh yeah, it's true. I when I left for my breakfast, you were talking about let's write some doc, and I was like, yeah. But I think you said something like the developer shouldn't write their doc or like make someone else look at their doc first before publishing. I was not sure why you said that. I need to solve two things now. Make it look better, and how the heck do I actually deploy this? Yeah. Well, AZD can help you with that. Did you open the door? AZD could totally help you for that. Creating the CI/CD, created all the file you need and stuff. Yips. That music is a bit aggressive. Let's switch that. I was trying a new playlist today, but it's intense. Let's go with chill. I think it will be better. That was intense. I didn't say don't write docs. No, you say developers shouldn't write their docs, or they shouldn't make it read to someone else before publishing. It was something between those lines, I think. Oops, and now with all those digital friends, I miss your message. I said that you should get someone else to review your docs. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, because you're the worst to test your app. I agree with you. Okay, we are on the same side. Same thing. Well, let's go. Let's try here in the middle. Let's switch to this. Okay. So yesterday what I did was what? Okay, that was just a little bit slower. Let's make it bigger. One more shot. That's huge. But because TBD is not as in 20s anymore, let's make it big. Okay, that's what happened when I have a good 8 hours sleep night. I have way too much energy. My brain go, I'm having trouble focusing. I need to be tired to be more productive. Okay, so yesterday what I did is I upgrade the app to be .NET. No, if I want to go here, so I added, like I updated the version of Aspire to 9.3, and I did a classic .NET outdated update to bump up all the package. And after that, oh yeah, I added like I didn't publish it yet though, so I'm not using it. But what I did is I added the feature to like show, because right now the app only show you the post that you didn't read, but I added like a switch button so you could see all the posts, because maybe you want to revisit before you got your reading notes. It's not perfect. I was hoping to not publish everything, just like because right now the toggle button, anyway, it's because of the data, the way it's saved. I was like, let's do it that way. Okay, so what we need to do, I feel weird being in the middle, like I'm not the priority. But here we'll hide the code. Let's go there. Hi, oi, oi, George Smiley Face. Welcome aboard. Welcome behind my cloud. How are you? How was your week? My week was good. And it's a busy Friday. I have the stream, great time. Then I have a job interview. Oh, and then depending on the weather, though, I didn't decide it yet because the weather is like the forecast, not the weather. The forecast for the weather, yeah. The forecast is there's a lot of percentage of rain, and I was supposed to be doing like how do you call that? A bike ride. Well, like it's kind of a marathon, but it's not a ride, and it's not a race. We're doing the tour of Montreal Island, but during the night. I was like, that would be cool. I want to do that. It's a big event, but so I have my number and everything to do the thing. But like, if it's raining, I'm not sure I want to do that. Like a lot of people with like no breaks because it's raining during the night. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Welcome behind. I feel like I either die or I entering circles. I never thought about that this way. It's just because, you know, I'm all about cloud. I say always like cloud art, like the sky isn't the limit, it's the playground. That's why I say be like so, and like I do a lot of stuff about Azure, deploying to Azure and cloud and stuff, and like it was a mix of that and behind the scene, because here that's like I do a lot of video on YouTube, so like here this is like the cooking room. So maybe I should change it by let's cook a cloud. Cloud cooking. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Great week. I hope you did as well as. Thank you. Yes, I did. Thank you. What was the light? Marcus voice coder. Yes, like they are right now charging. I knew they were charged, and I was like, you know what? Let's plug them anyway. And I think you can have like they will have like some giveaway little thingy flashing stuff like that also. We'll see how it goes. I think it was like I told myself like if it's higher than 30%, maybe. If it's higher than 50%, I'm not going. I'm like, because it's a lot of trouble. Like I need to drive an hour and then like probably find parking, take the subway with my bike, go over there, and then like I don't want to be wet at the night and stuff. Like it's a long ride. Like I will be riding for at least 2 hours. So yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that. Like the that's cool though. Are they flashing and stuff like that? If like you can you control them on your how do you say that? The steering wheel? It's not a steering wheel, but like on the GT, welcome. Yeah, braking. So, but I have disc brake, so maybe it's a little bit better than like regular brake. Like, you know, like there's like the brakes that kind of pinch the wheel. Those are very inefficient during the when it's raining. You need to squeeze them, and like it takes a lot more. I think disc are a little bit better, but like it's definitely not the same thing. Just reading up, and your brain is working in a mysterious way. I like that. I used to be told by many managers that I'm always thinking outside of the box. So like, yeah, like you're always thinking outside of the box. Like we exchange the solution, you come like boop, like with something completely outside of the box. Yeah. Now, George, it's my brain is going elsewhere. So But be careful here. It's a for everyone stream. Let's keep it PG. Okay, let's back to something a little bit more tech related. But like, yeah, so anyway, so I want to go, but at the same time, so we need to add the new package. So I forgot the name of that package. I also got, yeah. I totally agree with you. Sometimes it's good to think inside the box. So see, here they all about like, yeah, you could do this, but like, what's the package we need to? I think it's Docker. It's Aspire. Let's go on NuGet maybe. Let's search for that package. It's Aspire, and then there's Docker, I think, or Aspire hosting and Docker. I think with that we should find it. Yeah, right. There it is. Oh, the 11 days ago. Yeah, that's the one. Or maybe if I do this and I do Azure container apps. So that's the one we're looking for. So we'll do that. So I want to go into the, let's go higher. Bloop. Note. And it's a app host. Voila. So now we need to do this, but I don't want to specify the version. I want the I forgot like include pre-release. Is it include? Whoa, why it's cat? Include or accept include or pre-release. I forgot what how. Let's try that. Cool. That was the good command. So now we have it. We have it. You know what? Let's add that to my notes, my show notes, because I always forgot. So at least I know now where to look to be able to Google myself with Bing or DuckDuckGo. I'm curious in the chat, what's okay. Let's start with question, the first part of my question. In the chat, let me know when you need to search something. You search with Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, or AI, or something else. That's the first part of the question. Let's say like you're looking for to know how to do something. You search Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, AI. Let me know. What do you use? Come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy. If it's project related, Copilot, otherwise ChatGPT. Okay, okay. Marcus, what you gonna? And okay, so like you go on the website, or you have an app. Like I use a lot Copilot because at Microsoft, like it was everywhere, so I was using it a lot. I use less ChatGPT. I use the model, but so where do you go to ask to chat with ChatGPT? Because GPT, I use the model GPT, but like inside Visual Studio or something like that. Because I assume a lot of people are using ChatGPT, and that was my way also to validate. I still Google a lot though. The web app, oh yeah, there's a mobile app. Yeah, it's true. I don't have it installed. Okay. And you use the free version, or you pay, like you have a subscription? Thank you for answering. You're the courageous one. Do I have a sound for that? I don't have a sound, I think. Where are my sound effect? Oh, here. Yeah, that's... That's not what I was looking for, but that's what we have. Free version. I ration myself. Okay, cool. Okay, so now we have Docker. Oh, let's see the research. Did NuGet has another? Yeah, it's there. 11 days ago. Ooh. Do we want to do the... Ooh, now I'm kind of like, am I doing it? Let's add that to the notes. Because I never thought about like trying to find it in NuGet. Stupid, I know, but you know, told you my brain was tired. Okay, so now that we have the package, if we go, so if you don't know about Aspire, or like you heard about it, but like not like 100% on the page with it, let's zoom here. So we have different project. So the project Note Bookmark is a solution containing multiple projects. So there's the API that really talk to our data store. Okay, so Bookmark API. There's the Blazor app, that's our front end. So you could see like backend is the API, front end is the Blazor app. And then, sorry, I created like another project called domain, where I put like the classes, the definition and stuff like that. And I share that. So it's a common ground between those two other apps. So try to reduce the copy paste code and stuff like that, reuse the code as much as possible. So those three projects are really the solution. No, okay. And then when you do Aspire, what it does, it had two extra projects to really help you. The first one is this service default. And in there, it's just a project with like extensions. And then there's the best practices from Microsoft about like redundancy and stuff like that, because like you are in the cloud, you're running in different container. So it will help you apply those best practices, and it's totally extendable. Extendable? You could put your own stuff and customize it the way you want. The other project, and that will be the focus of today, is this app host. So app host is an orchestrator. That's the one who knows all the parts of your solution and how to make the connection between them. And that's why Aspire is so great when you're like working locally, is it takes care of all of that. So you know that connection string to connect to the database, you don't have to do that. You don't have to say it in your code. You just say in Aspire, in the app host, let's go back to regular size so we can have a look in Aspire. Like there's that program, so like that main file, this is the description of our solution. Think about it like a Docker Compose file, if you know Docker. So you define, so you say, hey, I have a distributed application, multiple parts, and here from my builder, add Azure storage. And if you're running in development, run it as an emulator. That's amazing, because when I do F5 locally, when I run it locally, Aspire will say, so I'm running locally. It doesn't have Azure storage. It will fetch the image of Azurite, run it locally, and put your data there instead of like trying to go in the cloud. And then like you could say, hey, I'm adding tables and blob, and then I say, hey builder, add a project, and now I could like hard code the project name and just like give it. Sorry, French has a gender type on everything, so that's why sometimes I do that. Sorry about that. So add a project, you give it a little name, so API, and I put all the result in a variable so I could reuse it later. And I say, okay, cool. So add a project API, and then like say with a reference of table that I create earlier and blobs, and then like wait for them to be ready. And then with, again, like my solution, that multi-part solution, like not multi-part, what was the word? Distributed application. Add another project and add my front end, the Blazor app, right? And I give it the little name of Blazor-app. Note, you cannot use capital letters here or spaces. So that's why I have dash, because initially I was using Blazor, capital A, PP, and it didn't work. So instead of, I did like this. So now see, now I say with reference API and wait for the API to be ready. And I say with external endpoint. That's really, really important. See, API that didn't have external endpoints. That means when I'm deploying it, because like locally, the rule might be different, but when you deploy, if someone find out the URL of my API, it won't work. They won't be able to connect, because when you deploy into Azure Container Apps, there won't be any external points. So the network over there will be defined that API cannot be accessible outside. If I wanted that, because sometimes you won't, I just had to say with external endpoint. But for the project here, my Blazor, obviously I want to be able to connect over there. Hey, McNet. Yeah, hello. I have trouble saying your name, but I think it's a cool one. Cool alias. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So now I have a reference in my front end magnet, in fact. Magnet. Yeah. I was saying magnet, but yeah, magnet. Okay, cool. Try to remember that. Thanks for letting me know. And I'm sorry in advance if I forget. But usually I'm pretty good. So magnet. Cool. So now that I have a reference API inside my project, if I go into my Blazor application and in the main file, I say, okay, so I had the service default because I want the best practices defined by Microsoft or anything that I had into the service default to be injected into my solution. So I just have to do this, add service default. And after that, I say, hey, when you're looking for HTTP client, and then I specify the type, I say, just use this base address. And I say HTTP, HTTPS plus HTTP, whatever it is, and then API. And that API, it's because of my friendly name here. You know, in that variable that I define here, that's the friendly name. So that's what it used. And now it totally works. Same thing for the connection string. It will just works. So that's why Aspire is really cool. So right now, when you want to deploy that, wink, wink, TBD, you could just do AZD, so Azure Developer CLI, AZD up. AZD in it first, it will create your environment, ask you like what's the name of the solution and stuff like that, and then AZD up, and then it will generate the infrastructure as code, the biceps files for you, and deploy them into Azure Container Apps. By default, it's that. But what if I want to run locally? So that's the plan of today. So the plan of today, now that we have the new package, I should be able to say builder dot, and I should have, yeah, see this? Add Docker Compose environment. Now I could do this. Do I need to give it a name? I could do of dash Docker Compose. And let's put it in a variable just in case. I'm not sure I will need it, but in DC, Docker, DC Comics. Maybe I should say Compose Docker. Yeah, maybe I say Docker. You know, the best documentation is clear code, isn't it right? Chat, you're very quiet today. It's good. It's okay. Oh! Landed like... Okay, so now we have a Docker environment. I knew you couldn't resist Game Lord and GT Sum. And now Magnet, excellent. GT Sum, you landed. You're so lucky at that game. You're so lucky at that game. You're the nemesis of Fragbird. 50-50 today. Still, I didn't land it. Like so many digital friends, nobody landed, but you did. I'm just saying, probably there's like, in the code somewhere, there's like, if it's JT sum, then like boost the chance by 20%. Okay, so here, I think what we could do is do, forgot what it is, with compute environment, I think. And then I pass this. Is it how it works? Not sure. No, huh? Aspire hosting environment, blah, blah, blah. Hosting application model for evaluation purposes only is the subject to change through all future updates. Oh, I need to do that? Well, one thing I don't think we need it because I didn't have that code. Nope, I didn't. Not me. Yeah, you did a PR at some point in like a InstaFluff code. Yeah, so look like. So here they say that. but I never use, so I wonder. So the error was that we need to put the exception, right? Because it's in preview right now. Maybe we don't want that. So one thing we could do, oh, that's cool. Map the parameter expression into Docker Compose. Oh, yeah. So, you know what? Let's first try it. So let's keep it that way. So now I should, I need the CLI. There it is. Let's do this. I think I already have it though. So now I just need to do Azure publish, I think. No. It's Aspire publish. Oh, let's go one up though. Right? ls. Yeah. Let's go here. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's clear that. So now if I do Aspire publish, well, let's try help. See the, so output path. I think I want, so let's get out of the solution. Let's open the full project. I think I want a deployment folder. So we could do that. So project, oh, where the host is. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's do that. So Aspire publish, the output path will be deployment, and the project dash project is Note. It's Note Bookmark. Yeah, no. Have host. Let's give it a try. The project options specify a project that doesn't exist. Oh, I had, okay, so clear. Like this, maybe? Maybe I need to go a little bit more specific. Ah, I needed to be specific. Cool. Interesting. It didn't ask me the environment. Oh, maybe because it found it from the app host, I'm guessing. I landed. Yeah. With a big score of 16. Well, at least it's not 0. And I'll 80 sum like 80. Oh no, corner. Come on. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, magnet? Nah, maybe. Ah! I feel like that was close. Your angle was like super low. Okay, so now it's finished and it creates a deployment folder, as we can see here. So let's have a look. So inside the deployment, we have a main bicep. Interesting. We have our Docker Compose. Okay. Sorry. Just want to make sure what can I and can I not show here. Okay, there's nothing yet, so. Oops, come on. So I click in the env. Env.env is a secret file when you're deploying your Docker Compose where all your secrets could be there. And for now, like there's nothing. And then I have the storage. So I have biceps for storage. So I have this. And I have storage and storage role. Okay, the permissions. That's cool. Oh yeah, because I use, okay, that's great. But the main bicep. Okay. So now I could use that. I didn't even save the file. Interesting. Oh yeah, install the biceps extension, of course. No. My camera is like flickering. Am I still live? Yeah. Well, we can try to run it, though I may have to put some... I said I wanted to do this, so I'm guessing in the... yeah. Because I specify a different folder, though, I think AZD won't find it. So wait a second. Did it create, how do you authenticate on Azure Blob Connection? Yeah, that's one of the things I'm curious. I think it's in the role. So in the main biceps file, here it's saying the role. So when you deploy using AZD, it create a service principal. So look like here, it's creating that user principal, though like it's empty. So if we look here, like there was an infra. So that's when you do AZD init, it will create your environment, and it usually does it in infra. So maybe my idea of having like it in a deployment folder, I really like it because Docker Compose was kind of at the top, but maybe it shouldn't be at the top. But when you do it using AZD, it will create the subfolder called infra, and you'll have your main bicep. And here it's creating, okay, so principal ID is nothing. and then it pass it. But if it's nothing, maybe we'll assign it later. Yeah. Azure storage, resource, output, manage entity. Okay, yeah. ServicePrincipal. Okay, so yeah, it will create. So that was the thing. Because if I do it now, I think if I try to deploy that, we won't have anything. I mean, it's assuming that the Azure part is done, right? Whoops. Because in the env file here, it's expecting you to use the storage output. Output? Yeah. So that, it's the endpoint. Yeah. So it did, yeah, that was one thing I want to see. So Docker, yips, image, PS, or I have no image. Okay, I have images. So okay, Docker app 7 minutes ago. Okay, so it did create those two images. One thing you could do is ask for, you could inject it saying here that one thing you could do is say here, well, like I think it was showing the documentation instead of me typing it. So here, you could see I'm expecting a parameter. So builder add parameter, and you had your parameter. So you could inject that and put that as a secret, and it will put it. I already did. So it's expecting me to deploy, but okay, wait a second. So here, oh yeah, so yeah, so if I deploy that, it's only deploying the storage. Yeah. It's only deploying the storage. And then there's the biceps file. How can I? So you do, then you use Azure CLI, not AZD. Can I? With AZD, can you specify the biceps? I don't think so. I think it's with the Azure CLI. Well, not with, yeah. So I deploy Azure biceps file with the Azure CLI, yeah. You just do easy deployment, group create, boom, and you deploy. Well, yeah, deploy a local biceps file. Easy group create. So you have to pass the, okay, let's give it a try. So main biceps was this, and we had the environment name, the location, and principal ID. ID of the user or app assigned to your application. So if we go in here, yeah, so I'm guessing we could still use AZD. Oh, I'm kind of like, how do I do that? Curious, because if I do, because if I do AZD, it will try to deploy my full app. I don't want that. Okay, so that's the same. And I want the yeah, I think it's this command. So let's here in that deployment folder, let's create a new file, and we'll call it how to or deploy command dot AZCLI. I think that's the extension. And I can put that here, can make it wrap, and I don't know though, do I have AZ installed? No, I should install it. Install biceps tools. Let's have a look. Azure CLI. Just Joe biceps, we have that. Configure bicep extension. All good. Yep, blah, blah, blah. Azure CLI on Linux. Oh, really? Really? Interesting. Whoa, that's too big. Okay, cool. Let's have a look. So the biceps file, inside the biceps file, you like it will spit out. Okay, cool. And if I do this, now I should have it. Cool. If I go here, do I have it here? Yeah, cool. Excellent. And there was an extension though. Oh, I forgot to there's an extension. There's a cool extension here that instead of like doing run the line in the terminal. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. Okay, cool. So here I have the name. That's my deployment name. So we could do Note Bookmark Dev. That's the name. My resource group. Let's put the same name. The path to my file is to the biceps file, so it's main dot bicep, and geographically redundant. That's good. Do I need extra more than that? So I had, well, that's it. This one, let's give it a try. So if I do save this and I right click and say run in terminal, I could have done control what's that word again in English? It's not tilde, it's not quote, single quote. I feel like it's tilt. No, tilt is the other one. I think it's quote, single quote. Though I'm not logged in. So the configuration value for biceps use binary from path has been set to false. Oh yeah, because it was in deployment. I was running into you're right. So I could do instead, I could say I want this and copy relative path. Boom. Let's clear that. Though AZ login. Wonderful. You're logged in. Excellent. So now I know I'm logged in at least. Oh, subscription. Let's go with 4. Excellent. Clear. So now I could control. Where's my control? Control this. Control this. Excellent. And let's do a little drop. Okay. Wait, what? Okay, now a bunch of digital friends are landing. So warning, no unused param. The parameter principal ID is declared but never used. Yeah. Warning, the parameter location is declared but never used. So I need to create. So I guess I should have declared that inside here. I guess. I mean, the solution would be to deploy the solution in Azure, delete the resource you don't want, and then but that's not clean. So I'm guessing I need to specify here that I'm using Principal, service principal. The thing is, how so in this version of bicep, there was a service principal, right? No. So in infra, in the main, what's happening? Thank you for the follow, First Noir. Thank you, very appreciated. Thank you, welcome aboard. Hello, hello, first time in the chat, welcome. So, I'm guessing that was the thing. Because in a when you deploy with AZD, it also deployed that here. So it knows now where. So in biceps, source output, manage identity. Where'd that come from? Let's do this, and then I forgot what it is. Is it that? No. This? I forgot how to search. What is this web app? Is this a web app? Yep, it's a web app. It's a Note Bookmark. So it's an app that I use to aggregate reading notes and stuff like that. And it's super easy to deploy into Azure. You just do AZD up, and you have this app here. So let me bring back this in the chat. So you have this application that is deploying your Azure subscription, and like you just like quickly add a URL, and it will fetch the information about that. Then you could read it, add a note. So, and then like when you're ready, you could aggregate them using and it will publish, like, it won't publish. It will generate for you something that it's close to a blog post. So that's what I do on my blog. Every week, I publish my reading notes. So that was generated by this tool. So right now, the one thing is like I need to add this little paragraph, that kind of intro. I had like an image, and I sign it. And I check the typo and stuff like that. So eventually we could use AI to generate this image. I think we could leave it that way. But yeah, but the one thing we are exploring today is this solution is using .NET Aspire. So it runs in different containers. And when you do AZD up, Azure, that's the Azure Developer CLI. It's super easy, just like AZD up. It asks you like, what's the Azure subscription? What's the location? Because you could deploy in different region. So you usually put it close to you. And then it gets deployed. Super easy. It's done in like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. Create everything, pipe everything, and it's just available. And you could secure it using Azure, like in the portal. You just enable security, and blocked. Only you can access it. But you could also run it locally. And that's the point, like that's the idea of today. So last week in .NET in Microsoft Build, they released the version 9.3 of Aspire, and this solution run Aspire is using the beauty of Aspire when working locally. And in Aspire, now you could specify the deployment and you could generate the Docker Compose file. So instead of like having to write the Docker Compose and all the thing, it just generates from Aspire. So like all the magic of Aspire is put into the Docker Compose file. And for security reason, I was using a ServicePrincipal, so not a user password or like a connection string or something like that, to access the data in my data storage in Azure. I think I still want, like I could decide it here in my, here one thing we could do is like here, instead of saying like Azure storage, we could totally run Azurite locally, just like when it runs in debug. But instead of like it will be permanent, right? But I want the data to be in Azure, because then other app could access it also. So I want to use a ServicePrincipal. So I need to do that. So I'm guessing, what was that? Discord stuff. So I'm guessing that was Discord, right? That boop boop sound. Oh, I forgot to let's start streaming also on Discord. Oh, cool. I was a robot I put in my URL shortener repo to clean up issues, and like it's asking when it's been a while that the issue is created, like it's asking stuff. So cool, it ran. Excellent. Excellent. That's what I wanted. And I had like a webhook on my Discord, so I could see that. Excellent. Okay, cool. So yeah, so what I want is .NET Aspire ServicePrincipal, Azure ServicePrincipal, I'm guessing maybe. Azure Key Vault and Aspirify. Yeah, Jeff, I'm getting on, but Jeff is deploying that in. Let's see what we found. That Inspire integration overview, integration responsibility, feature consideration, integration responsibility, hosting integration, client integration, dependency injection, health check, resiliency, telemetry, relationship between the host and the client. Yeah. Oh, that's the integration. Okay, so we have Azure App, no. app inside, cache, Cosmo DB, function, key vault, application insight, OpenAI, Postgres, AI search, service bus, Signal, Azure storage, that's what we use. Q storage, that's what we use. Abler, web pub/sub, Amazon service, the hosting is there, the toolkit, community toolkit. So web app emulator, Bun, demo, Go, JavaScript, Node.js, Olama, Rust, SQL database, RivenDB. Hey, there's no dab. Interesting. They removed dab. Okay. So how that no? Well, I guess we could deploy it, but okay, wait a second. So in resources, so in infra, so the inside the infra folder that was generated by the AZD command, okay? So the Azure Developer CLI, that's all generated. I didn't wrote that. So here, so main is the starting point, and we can see that there's that output of principal ID. So I'm wondering if we go in resources, right? This, if I search here, yeah, it's there. So it's created here. And it's created. So that's the role. Manage identity. So it's creating everything. Okay, so those are created there. In my deployment, that's the thing we just generate with the Aspire CLI. There's only the main. And inside the main, okay, yeah, so it's using module, so the storage and the storage role. So it's using this. Principal ID, where'd that come from as a parameter? Yeah, so it's missing. So it's generated, but some part of missing. So maybe because it's in preview, it's not done yet. I know the .NET team was working really hard on that, so maybe it's not yet there. So one thing we could do is, since we have those into, oh, that would be a mess though. I was thinking like, since they are there, we could just like copy paste, right? I mean, we could do that. We just like copy resource into here. We add it into the main. We clean up what we don't need, and we could use it. Should we try? How much time do we have? feel like it will be messy though. Like, what's that? A container registry? We don't need that. Yeah, like, so we could try that. Let's try for it. First Noir is like, yeah. Sorry, where is my mute button? I need the mute button. Oh, sorry. Oh, is it this one? Let's try. Could you hear me? Give agent mode a try. What could go wrong? Yeah, no, I don't want to. Not sure it's that good with like. It's new stuff. Like, it won't find any reference of that, right? Okay, so let's do that. So let's take that resource bicep file. We'll copy it. We'll go into our deployment. And we'll just paste it. Voila. So now it's there. Now let's clean it. So location is good. Manage identity, we want that. The registry, we don't want that. The container role assignment for the registry, we don't want that since we run the container locally. The log analytics, let's remove that. There's no app. Container app environment, we don't need that. Whoops. Because we're running the app locally. Explicit contributor, what? Explicit contributor role assignment for the app environment. No. Though, no. Cool. Okay, so now it's complaining because a few things has vanished. So that doesn't exist, that doesn't exist. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Whoops. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Back, delete. Cool. So, there, voila. So principal ID is defined, declared, but never used. Yeah, because it's coming from there. What? ID of the user or app assigned to the role. What? So we don't need it because we're creating it, right? Yes. Okay, cool. So now we have that. So now we need to call biceps from here. So resource group. Now we need to call the module. We'll call it resources. Maybe I should put it in a subfolder like the others, just to for consistency. Let's do that. I will bring back this. I'll create a folder here. Let's create a folder called no. Oh, I didn't put it at the, I didn't put it where I wanted. Let's move this file. That's why it was not working. Okay, so now I'm here. Let's create a folder called, no, that's not what I want. I'm here. Let's create a folder. Call it resources. Should I put Node Bookmark resources? For consistency, again, let's do that. And now let's move this one here. Excellent. What does bicep stand for? Keep thinking about the gym. So biceps is it's a language that was developed 5 years ago by Microsoft, and it was to make it easier to generate ARM template. ARM is for Azure Resource Management, and ARM, so biceps was the muscle to generate ARM. So it's a bit more developer. You understand better. You could do like variable and deploy module and help to like have multiple parts that you reuse and stuff like that. So it's easier to write ARM. But at this, like when you do that, you could in fact, I think if now that I have the extension, I could do and say build the ARM template, and it will take my ARM, my biceps file, and generate my ARM templates. So that's what it is. And so it's a infrastructure as code. It was. Like I did a lot of ARM template before, and I was part also of like experimenting in the early adapter of biceps. They like the PM gave me like a hoodie, and it's the ARM with that logo, that little logo here, that little ARM thingy. Yeah. But it's been a while since I did a lot of biceps and ARM, so yeah. Okay, so so now it's NB. No bookmark, that resource. Voila, now there's no squiggly glee. Okay, so here it's still waiting for this. The only thing I dislike is now if I do the command again, Aspire publish, I'm guessing it will override that and we'll lose it. Yeah, well, like Marcus, so like doing it through the portal, it's wonderful. The portal is friendly, it will help you, and the portal could also spit the biceps file for you, right? So you could reverse engineer what you did. It's great when you kind of like you're doing it once. So okay, I want to create a web app, or I want to create like a WordPress, I want to create a database. So you could go in the Azure portal and click, 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 click. That's perfect. But then when you are in an environment, as a developer, we want like to reproduce, and we want like destroy, build again, destroy, build again, or like you want to have the same environment in different environment, the same solution deployed in different environment. That's better phrased. So you want something that is reproducible. So we want infrastructure as a code. That's when bicep is useful. But like it's the same thing. You could totally go in the Azure portal and do it this way. And like once it's done, you could go in your resource group and say generate the biceps file, and it will create like a big bicep. And with the time, initially what was spit out from there was like very noisy and stuff. But these days, it's pretty good. Like it's pretty good. You could go there to generate your stuff, and then like I most of the time like to have a look to understand what's happening. So then you could change it and you could add more things and things like that. But yeah, I love it. Okay, so now we have this. In the version generated by AZD, we had also the principal. but Azure Principal ID. So the thing is, when you do AZD and init, it will create some file. Let's have a look. Let's stop this. Let's clear. Let's see. So if I do AZD init, enter a unique name. So let's go dev and Note Bookmark. So what it does, it's creating here, let's go up. It did create now like a .azure folder with the dot. It's supposed to be hidden. And inside of it, there's a configuration. If I click configuration, how can I, oh, it's like, no. Where is the line to, I cannot, okay, so now I have this default environment. Okay, so that's the default environment because you could have multiple environment. Obviously, that's why we use infrastructure, right? So there's that. It also add a git ignore to make sure that .azure is not committed over there. And then you will have a folder by environment. So if I go inside that dev, that bookmark that we just created, I have an env file. So in there, I have the environment name. Right now it's just that. And I have a config. Right now it's empty. When I do AZD deploy, it will do a bunch of stuff. And I'm guessing so yeah, so it's deploying this, the resources, principal ID, but principal ID will be, it's nothing. But though it was passed in the parameter, and it was also part of the env, but right now it's not there. So how can I automate that? And after that, it's going to deploy the storage. No, that's my deployment version. I don't want a deployment version. I want the, okay, that's okay. So I had that deployment was equal to nothing. And then it deployed resources. Principal ID is pass. Before we cleaned it, right? So, but if I go here and I search for principal ID, so explicit contributor role assignment, container app, manage identity. Yeah, I was passed to assign, but I don't want to assign it. Oh no, here. No, again. Can I use a principal if I'm not in Azure? Yeah. Can I? So that's why, but like I don't need it. Okay, so let's go back to the biceps, not in deployment, the biceps main, generated by AZD. So here it go. Okay, that's the thing. So here we have resources, and then we pass in the param, we pass that. So that create a dependency. Right? So if we go back now to our Aspire stuff, in the storage role, those two value should be like this. That's the same, perfect. Right? And this was part of this, hopefully. Yes. Cool. We're getting there. So now we have this. Okay. And in our env file, in our env file here, we didn't have a variable for that. So I'm guessing we want to add one. Okay, let's bring this to here. So now we need the resource group name, the location, and the principal ID. Principal ID could be equal to nothing. Whoops. As we saw earlier. Right? Cool. And I like that. I don't like, in fact, that there was missing length 1 or minimum length. Okay, that's good. I mean, why not? Cool. And now we also had the environment name. That's in the infra one. In our main one, it was the resource group name. Okay, so in our parameter, we had the principal ID, environment name should be now this. Let's go resource group name. So that we'll go inner env like this. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Then Azure Principal ID. Yeah, it's missing. So I'm not sure when that's populated though. I think it was from the output, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's the AZD that take this the output and put it back here. So after we could use it. Cool. East-US for me is good. So I think we're good. Azure Principal ID. That's in infra. Okay, let's close this one. Let's close the program. This is from deployment. Cool. This is not from deployment. This is from deployment. We have this. Okay, cool. We have this. Let's give it a try. Okay, so if we go back here, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think oh voila, yeah. No, it's deployment like this. No, is main parameter. Is it the like with the extension that give us that intelligence? It's very useful. Okay, cool. So now we have the name of our group. The resource group, though, we shouldn't use that because it's created inside. We need that? I think we don't need that. Oh, no. Just that one. Let's Control X. So we have those two. I think we're good. So let's Control comma, see what's happening. Okay, so it needs the resource group. Okay, let's add it back. I don't like the long naming. Let's just go with this. Oh, exam from AI, easy group create location. Okay, So let's clear this. Let's save that. Let's again try it. The target subscription does not match the resource group.
Bonjour. Hi.
Attention, had a job interview rescheduled from yesterday to today. I should have checked my calendar better and mattered him. Bonjour, Sir Dev, how are you? Had a job interview just after the stream that got postponed later today. So I'm not I'm not restarting though, but I'm very happy to have you on board. Just like before, GT Sum is leading in the humans playing the drop game, the parachute game. So I don't know if some digital friends had better score. Well, now I know. Some digital friends have better score, but like in the humans, GT is totally leading. So everything went well? You're feeling? I think we never know, right? That will be my second interview later today. And like I did my first one and my wife was like, how did it go? So, I don't know. I talked to the person and like, you know, I didn't cry. It didn't stop everything. Say, you're higher. Like, so I don't know. Is it good? Is it bad? I guess it's good. I don't know. No idea. Okay. I think the AZ deployment group create, that's not what we want. I want AZ deploy. Deployment. And maybe it's the create. Maybe that's what I want. Yeah. So name will be the... Okay, cool. So that's the name of our deployment. Okay. So when we go in the portal and like we see where like the name of a deployment and see like all the details, that's what we are looking for. So now the location, I shouldn't have to specify it because I'm passing it as a parameter. So I will remove it for now. The template file, we have it here. The parameters, we're also having it here. So I think that's what we want. So let's try this one. So I really want a location. Great. Frank, it was AI told you you need that. Why are you removing it? I don't know. Because I like to learn. Obviously that command has been deprecated by deployment. Oh, sub create. Okay, so that's use deployment instead. Okay, let's do that. Whoops. AZD sub. The AZD deployment sub create. Interesting. Okay. And cool. Let's. Okay, so what? Hello, what are my options here? Name, I think we want a name. So that will be our name. Fine. After that, what do you have for us? No suggestion. Location, prompt parameters, template file. So we could use the same template file. And parameters. Do I? So if I remove this and I do this, parameters, the deployment parameters, is it? I feel like, okay, so let's give it a try. So anyways, warning, the parameter location is declared but never used. Really? If we go inner main, let's clear that. There's a lot of noise here. So here, location, yeah, it's used everywhere. Yeah, it's used everywhere. Okay. So let's give it a try again. You require the location. Easy deploy sub create location parameter. Oh, on what? So this and it's East US. Okay, let's clear that. Let's try again. What? The content for this response has already consumed. What? Warning. Unused parameter. Principal ID is declared but never used. What is that? Okay. So let's comment this. I just want to test because I see the stream is like, I'm getting close to the end of the stream and I would like to run it. So what I will do is I will go in secret mode and I will go into Azure. I'm using the app, so I will take the storage output of what I have already running into Azure. And then we'll do like a Docker Compose up and see if it works locally. Works with you, Chad? So we'll go here. And like there's some part missing, but... And I will go now in secret. Ooh, it's tiny. Okay. So now I'm in the portal. I'm looking for my storage. I found the storage. And now I want the endpoints. So where do I have that? tables. So I see the tables. So I'm guessing the endpoint is this. For the table, boom. And now I'll go for the blob. So containers. Over, like where like I feel like I'm missing something. That was much easier to have that information before. Monitoring capability recommendation tutorial. Settings maybe. No. I feel before you had that information pretty easily. So properties, bunch of properties. I think I found it. Let's go back here. Yeah, I think I found it. Cool. Okay, so I won't show you, but I found those two URL, and it's like like it's a URL, so HTTPS, and then like there's like that secret name, and then .table.core.windows.net. So for tables, it's tables, and for the blob storage, it's blob. Okay. Sorry about that. So now I move away from that file. So let's come back in. So, and they are in my own file. So now what we want to do is clear that. Oh, maybe we want to run it here. So I could do, right. So I could do Docker because I want to keep it running. So Docker compose, and then you specify the file by doing deployment / Docker compose. Okay. And we want it to go up, and we want it to delete after. Just like that. It started everything. Oh no, that was detach. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so it's running. So if I do Docker PS, so we see Blazor app. So it's on the port 8080. So let's have a look. If I do localhost, yay! It was, I mostly show my stuff. Oh no, it was hidden. Cool. So localhost. And then 8080, I said. Nope. Oh, voila. So let's clear that. I need a better understanding of. I need to have like a clean view of that. It's never clean. Right? So now columns are okay. And I have a bunch of, so 8080, it's TCP. I don't know. I need to understand better that. Okay, cool. I need a way. So DPS is an alias that I copy paste, but it make it better. But like I would like to have, I think, the port after. So container, the name, the command. I'm not sure I need the command. The status and the port, I think, will be cool. I don't know. Okay, so we have it here, so we can change the theme. Is it responding? No? Oh, I think it doesn't have access. Yeah, because I need to give access. I didn't give access. So I need to assign my service principal, I need to use a service principal. So there's still something I could use. So I could fall back to use there. Like I feel like we're so close. So the application is running, it's trying to reach out. And the problem is, okay, Docker compose, let's do the previous command. But down. Cool. So yeah. So we need to find a way. Thank you for the follow, Luke. Luke what? Luke Pam. 90. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, so it worked. Like we were able to generate the stuff. There's some stuff missing. So I really think the initial thing, we need to specify here that we want to use a service principal. So, and then like pass it. So like, and I'm sure it's there, or like it will be. So or the other way, the other workaround would be to use the connection string instead. But hey, hello, Ceramo. Yeah, okay, so let's do this. So so go here, no, not the API, the app host, using so using the package Aspire hosting Docker, we could. Okay. What? Yeah, like a space here. What's publisher? As a publisher to and generate the Docker compose file, and it's YAML, right? .yml file with the Aspire CLI, but but let's do this like that, like this, and we'll put this so we could, it's highlighted. Yes, we need to define it in the app post. I guess not with a T, but two S's. Hey, Fuel Summers here. What's up? What's up? We try really hard, but that didn't work. Yeah, we need to define. No, you know, like the assumption, I guess was what I think. And if it's not clean, Mr. Grammarly. How are you? What's up, Fuel? How was your week? Mine was long. The service principal is missing. I guess we need So we'll put that as a comment. I can now put a label and say help wanted if someone want to help. It's in progress. And now let's go back to the code. What can we publish? So this we can try, but it's not working. We have this, fine. This. Yeah, I think it's all good. So it's all in deployment and deployment resources. And yeah, so we can all do this. Now we use Super AI to generate a nice comments. Cool, love that. We'll be able to push it. Boom. Voila. So now we have all that done for us. So if someone want to join, they will have that in the version. And I will have, I'm not going biking today. I will have more time to do it. So now we could do, we can do stop or to get our show notes. And have a look as who's streaming right now. So we maybe do a raid. Any thoughts, anyone? So the project of today was Note Bookmark, and all of that will be published on the Behind My Cloud website. We got raid, thank you again, TBD, with 13 person. You have here the game result, and it was lead by Honor Drill Jerk, and the human was GT Sum with 49. That's a look. So best score, Honor Drill Jerk. Biggest loser, Grovosaurus. Luckiest, Honor Drill Jerk. And the super participant is Grovosaurus. And we have the code and snippet. Yay! So let's, as we look as who's streaming. Oh, Visual Studio is streaming. Who's on there? Obviously, I check and I have an ad. Oh, I think it's a .NET team. I think I see James there. Is it James? I don't know. It's super tiny. Maybe I should. Maybe it will be weird if I raid Visual Studio, right? Yeah, I think with Burt's also. I think yeah. I should just see the little preview. So maybe not them. Yeah. Yeah. I won't rate them. Sorry, feel a little bit shy. What? You have to find some new dev streamers? Some have quit? Who quit? Quit streaming? What are you talking about, Phil? Who quit streaming? Maybe just like people are taking vacation? Let's hide this thing. Who quit, Phil? Fuel Snabel? I'm struggling so much to see your name. Yeah, so browse. Developer. Anna Dev. Oh, like we could see Anna Dev. Why I couldn't see in my, yeah, I see. Oh, I couldn't see her. Yeah, we could see Annabelle. She's doing building a Rider web platform. .NET C# Blazor Dev. That sounds interesting. What do you think, chat? Let's do that. No, it's slash raid and then NSS dev. Cool, chat. So I will see you next week. Have fun. We'll investigate, look on your side, and let's try to finish that next week. It will be super fun. Cool. See you then. Bye.